Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.
From St. Louis Public Radio. This is St. Louis on the Air.
It's hard for me to know what a person who is deliberately not coming to court to avoid us is thinking.
Yeah. I have to wonder philosophically, what's the idea of having a special day for this? Why not just offer amnesty anytime people come into court and are ready to deal with their stuff? I'm Sarah Fensky. Next weekend is the city's 4th annual Warrant Forgiveness Day, and this one has a twist. People who can prove they've been fully vaccinated get a special discount on what they owe the court. And joining us today to share all the details is Judge Newton McCoy. He's the administrative judge for the St. Louis Municipal Court. So Judge McCoy, welcome.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
So you've offered these Warrant Forgiveness Days annually for 3 years now. What happens there on site?
We ask people to come in that have warrants. We see them at our customer service window. We have an intake. We identify their cases, and then we move them straight into a courtroom and make an effort to get as far as we can to resolve them that same day. Their warrants are canceled without them having to post any bond money, any penalty for not showing up, and no questions asked.
So this is kind of your get out of warrant free day.
Absolutely.
What kind of warrants might you see people coming in with on the municipal court level?
Well, on our cases for this amnesty warrant forgiveness day, we are going to set aside warrants on all of our cases. We're not going to exclude any type of cases. So all of our traffic cases, housing cases, dumping cases, metro cases, whatever we have. If somebody comes in and they have an outstanding warrant, we'll cancel the warrant and see them that day.
So they don't have to pay any extra fees. They don't have to seek forgiveness for the fact that they didn't show up when they were supposed to show up. You guys are starting from scratch and trying to figure things out.
That's exactly right.
Okay, so these have been very popular days in the past. This year, there's sort of an added little cherry on top. What made you decide to add vaccination status as part of what you're considering for this year's event?
Well, the original conception of the event was to make vaccination clinics available at the same time as the amnesty to give people the opportunity, if they want to be vaccinated at the same time they come down. We have seen other incentive programs, and so when people show us proof of full vaccination, they'll be eligible for a credit of up to $100 against any existing fines that they have, or if they don't have fines yet because their cases are open, for a credit for whatever may be assessed that day.
So this will get noted in their file, like, hey, this is somebody who's fully vaccinated. $100 is coming their way.
Well, that's right. Well, $100 credit. You're
not handing out checks.
Right? So, yeah, we will note it because it's going to be a one-time only thing. So we're not going to have people coming back for a second or third time.
And so there is also an opportunity to get your shot right on site. Like if someone's coming in, they haven't been vaccinated, they can get that done right there?
They can get that done right there. It'll be in the same building at 1520 Market on the same floor. And so that opportunity will be there. And part of what the city is trying to do is to encourage people to get vaccinated that day.
So the most recent statistics say that only 43% of city residents are fully vaccinated. Do you think you're going to see a number of people there that day who probably need to take advantage of this option?
Well, we would hope for that. That's what the city wants to see. The more people that are vaccinated, the safer all of us will be.
You know, one interesting thing about this is the circuit court, and that handles more serious cases than what you're handling in your municipal court. They also have one amnesty day, not the two that you're having, but they do have one day. They're not offering this vaccine incentive. Any sense of why they're not getting in on this? It seems like a pretty good idea.
I think it's simply because they need to do that at their location, and the vaccine is being offered at 1520. So it's just a matter that they don't have the facilities to offer it in their building.
Okay, this is just a matter of logistics. Okay. So something else that I'm told might be new this year, you're also offering rental assistance if people are coming in on this. There'll be like a counselor sort of on standby?
Well, it's a pop-up City Hall event, so the court is not offering rental assistance, but all the assistance that City Hall would offer, they're going to have pop-up City Hall and departments there. And so I don't know firsthand if the rental assistance desk will be there, but I assume that's what that is.
Okay, so the city providing some additional services just to sort of find people where they are.
It's pop-up City Hall, so it's an effort that same day to offer services that normally would be 9 to 5 on Monday through Friday on these days.
So this idea of warrant amnesty or warrant forgiveness in the first place, it seems like such a good idea. I have to wonder philosophically, what's the idea of having a special day for this? Why not just offer amnesty anytime people come into court and are ready to deal with their stuff?
We have such a large volume that we would not be able to have a manageable situation if we took people on a walk-in basis. And we would also have people delay coming down and taking care of their business until they were in a real crisis. So it doesn't make sense for us to do this on an ongoing basis. I do see people, if people have warrants and they're not able to make bond and they have no other way out, I do give an opportunity for people to come in and see me, talk about a waiver or a reduction of their bond. So I suppose I do a mini amnesty when I do that, but people have to request that.
And so for these special days, you're able to put resources there. People are just there to help process this stuff.
Absolutely.
So an interesting statistic, there are currently 138,000 outstanding warrants right now in the municipal court alone. That number kind of blew my mind a little bit. I mean, we've been talking a lot about the city's population lately. We're hovering right around 300,000. That seems like a lot of warrants in light of this. I understand that's a 155% increase since 2018. What's driving that?
Well, the warrants are just not related to our own residents. We have lots of people driving through the city and doing things in the city that are not our residents.
So you're drawing from the whole metro area for this?
We're drawn from the whole metro area. During the period of COVID, maybe people have been less interested in coming to court, or else they felt that during COVID, everything's come to a halt. Which it really hasn't, because we've been conducting virtual court. It's hard for me to know what a person who is deliberately not coming to court to avoid us is thinking.
Yeah, they're not coming to tell you what's going on in their mind. But that is a pretty big increase. Does that give you some pause there that there's something going on in this system to get up 155%?
Well, we have no way to quantify that. As I say, I think it has to do with COVID. We also have increased responsibilities. We're doing all the highway patrol traffic tickets that are written now. We're doing DWIs that are not handled by the circuit court. We're doing dumping cases where people are dumping trash. That's a program we've just had for a couple of years. So we have increased responsibilities. We have metro tickets. So the enlargement of our portfolio might account for some of it.
That makes sense. You've had an expansion of duties, and with that comes maybe just more things in the system. So tell us a bit about what it's like on these days when people are coming in for warrant amnesty or warrant forgiveness. What's the scene like there?
Well, this one's going to be a little different than it has been in the past, because in the past with no COVID, we've had people kind of packed in shoulder to shoulder to see as many people as possible. For this, we're going to have to maintain masking and social distancing. So when people are seen at the customer service window and we have their intake, they'll go to a courtroom. We have a certain number of seats in the courtroom that are socially distanced. We have a waiting area that has seats that are socially distanced. So our marshals will be metering the traffic through. So we won't be shoulder to shoulder like we have before, but we'll see as many people as we possibly can. We'll make provisions to see people if it goes too late. But we'll be metering people, and as soon as we can bring new people in, we'll do that. But we absolutely have to, for an event like this, maintain masking and social distancing.
Sounds like a lot of thought has gone into how are you going to handle what could be a really large volume here. So going forward, I'm curious how it's worked in the past. I mean, after you see people come in, they get this amnesty, you clear these things up. Do you see people come back before you who then find themselves falling into the same trap? Or do people take advantage of this and they're able to clear this up and you don't end up seeing them again?
Our goal is to facilitate people getting their driver's licenses. If they're suspended or revoked, we want to see license restoration for people. We want to see them get insurance, and they get better dispositions from us when they do that. But our goal as a matter of policy is to have people who have their driver's license, who have their insurance, and hopefully once we've got them out of the hole they may be in, then we won't see them again. That's the goal from a public safety point of view. You want people who have licenses and insurance. That's where we want to be. Well,
those warrant amnesty days, those are coming up Friday, August 27th for the circuit court, and then both Friday, August 27th and Saturday, August 28th for the municipal court. That's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you have questions about whether or not your case qualifies for this or whether this makes sense or even how to do this, you can call 314-622-3231. Again, 314-622-3231. We also have more information at stlonair.show. And so people can come down, take care of their warrants. They can also get vaccinated if they've already been vaccinated. It sounds like a good reminder. They want to bring proof of that.
Yes, they do. They want to bring, if they have car insurance now, if they have proof of vaccination, if they have a driver's license, any kind of paperwork that might be helpful with their case, we would like that to bring it with them so that we can scan it into our system when they're at the window so we can operate more efficiently in the courtroom.
Well, Judge Newton McCoy, thank you for joining us today and sharing all these details.
Okay. I should also say that there's a different number for people who are calling about circuit court, state misdemeanor, and nonviolent felony cases. That's 314-641-8214.
So again, if you're calling about circuit court, 314-641-8214.
That's correct.
Well, Judge McCoy, thank you so much for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
St. Louis on the Air is a production of St. Louis Public Radio. Understanding starts here. If you learned something new from today's episode, consider leaving us a review and rating on Apple Podcasts on the App Store. It's the easiest way to help people discover our show. We appreciate it. Thank you. St. Louis Public Radio is a member-supported service of the University of Missouri, St. Louis.
Support comes from the Missouri Forest Products Association. Missouri produces wood pallets, railroad ties, white oak barrels, hardwood floors, and more. Details on the variety of products made in the state are at choosewood.com.